All right. Good morning, everyone. Wanted to apologize. I'm not there today, but I'm going to see if I can get this video to work. All right. Perfect. Now I am on my MacBook, so this is going to be pretty rough while I'm writing on here. But just bear with me. And plus, it'll make me go slower, and hopefully that will allow you guys more time to get done what you need to do. Let's see if I can move this toolbar somewhere. Perfect. I can. Awesome. Okay. So hopefully you checked your practice work. If not, make sure you do that at some point today. If you do have any questions, just feel free to send me a message on Remind. I did put that in the subnotes. That way I can help you with any questions that you have. Fortunately, today's lesson is pretty easy. A lot of you are going to know what you're doing just because we're pretty much just combining like terms today, because we're going to be adding and subtracting polynomials. So the first thing is you can see I have a trinomial here and another trinomial there. They don't have to be trinomials. You can see down through our notes that some of them are, most of them are, but they don't have to be. It could just be two binomials. It could be something with 4 terms and then another polynomial with 5 terms afterwards, but we solve them all the same way. All right, so the first thing we need to do is say, okay, do I need these parentheses? So we're going to look right here, and this is an addition sign. So if I were to distribute an addition sign, it would make no difference. So pretty much we just need to drop the parentheses for this one. And again, this is where you're going to have to be very patient with me. All right. So now at this point, we need to say, okay, I need to combine like terms. So here's a y squared and here's a y squared. Now notice how I include the symbol that's in front. So like I included that plus sign right there with my 5y squared. And even though the 7y squared is first, I always start with the highest exponent, because typically the way we write polynomials is in descending order. We worked on that a little bit yesterday, writing them in descending order. So that's why I'm starting with my 7y squared. So I'm going to take 7y squared plus 5y squared and get 12y squared. All right, and then I'm going to look and say, okay, do I have any just y terms? And I have a plus 2y and a minus 4y. So that gives me a minus 2y. And then I'm going to say, okay, do I have any constant terms or any terms without y? If I look, I have a minus 3 and a plus 2. So that's going to give me a minus 1. Okay, so that's my final answer. But before I say that's my final answer, we should check a few things. We should check to make sure that I only have each type of term listed once. So I have a y squared, a y, and then a term without a y or constant term. So doing all of that, are they in descending order? 2, 1, none. Referring to my exponents, I have an exponent of 2, an exponent of 1, and an exponent of none because it's not there. So checking those two things, that is my final answer. Pretty simple, right? All right, so pause the video, just like I were there in class, especially if you need this your turn. If you don't need the your turn, you could just fast forward the video to example 2, or just do it quick while I'm doing it because you'll probably done before me, and then compare your answer. Okay. 3x squared minus 5x squared. It's going to give us a minus 2x squared. Positive 2x and a positive 3x gives me a plus 5x. And finally, a minus 1 and a plus 4. So 4 minus 1 gives me a plus 3. It's super early in the morning, so I hope I'm adding everything correctly here. So 3x minus 5x is negative 2x, squared. Positive 2x plus 3x is 5x, and 4 minus 1 is 3. All right. All right, so if you got that, you're good to go. If not, try to look, see what mistake you could have possibly made and where that mistake was, and then fix it. All right, our second example, we only have 3 today, but that one right there is going to be really hard for me to write. So we might just get the setup of that one. So for this one, there's something a little bit different here. I have this minus sign. So just like any other time we've had a subtraction symbol and then parentheses, we need to make sure we distribute that. That's the most difficult thing about today's lesson, is remembering to distribute that negative. So we have 6y squared plus 8y to the 4th minus 5y, then minus a 9y to the 4th, then a plus 7y, and then a minus 2y squared, because remember we had to distribute that negative to all 3 of those terms. Excuse me. All right, so I'm looking at my exponents. I see an exponent of the 4th power. So that's definitely the highest. I'm going to do that one first. So 8 minus 9, that's a negative 1y to the 4th, or just a negative y to the 4th. And then I have a 6y squared. It's my next highest exponent. And a minus 2y squared. So 6 minus 2 is 4. So that's a positive 4y squared. And then finally we have a minus 5y and a plus 7y. So 7y minus 5y is a plus 2y. All right, so all of my terms of y are in descending order, y to the 4th, y squared, and just y. Gonna double check that I distributed everything, got that. 8y to the 4th minus 9y to the 4th, negative 1y to the 4th, 6y squared minus 2y is 4y squared, and then negative 5y plus 7y is positive 2y. Awesome. So right now is when I'd be like, okay, what do you think? Pretty easy. I hope that's what you're all saying. Pretty straightforward. So again, you could pause the video, or since it's taking me an extra long time to write these, you could probably just go ahead and do the problem and then check whenever you're done. I'm struggling with writing on this one. All right, so for this one, if I did everything correctly, you should get x to the fourth minus 2x cubed plus x squared. All right, last example. Definitely not going to be, well, maybe I'll do the your turn. That would be a lot easier to write. Okay, probably going to do this one with you guys. Just so I don't have all the decimals to try to write with my touchpad. It says the profit a business makes is found by subtracting the cost to produce an item, which is C, from the amount earned in sales, which is S. The cost to produce and sales amount could be modeled by the following equations, where X is the number of items produced. Find an equation that models the profit. So they told us exactly what we have to do here. It says we have to subtract the cost from the sales. So we have to take C from S. So that means we have to do S minus C. That means I need to take my 150. And what? Oh, that's much better. Oh no. You guys probably already have all this written down already. Plus 450x, and I'm gonna let you guys subtract all this good stuff. And now minus C. So typically, if I didn't have to write on here, I would write minus parenthesis and then write the C out. But I'm going to do two things at once. And I'm going to go ahead and distribute that negative to everything so that I don't have to write this more than once. So that's minus 100x squared. And this is where you need to be very careful. You need to remember to distribute that negative. So it's a minus 500x. And then a plus 300. Okay, because a lot of times people just subtract the 100x, they forget to distribute the negative, and then everything is incorrect. So I might as well finish this. So 150x squared minus 100x squared is just 50x squared. And that one and that one. 450x minus 500x is minus 50x. And then 200 plus 300 is plus 500. And they said this was to represent the profits. I'm going to put equals P. We'll do P for profit. Okay. And now part B says, what does this equation predict the profit would be if 30 items were produced and sold? So I'm not going to write all this out, but what you would do is substitute 30 in for X and solve it. So take 30 squared, multiply that value times 500, which I'll just go ahead and do this. That way you can check your final answer. So what did I say? Take 30 squared, which is 900 times 50, right? So that's 4,500. I'm sorry, 45,000. I can read my calculator, right? Minus 50 times 30 is 1,500. Oh, this is bad here. Plus 500. All right, so 45,000 minus 1,500 plus 500. This company would make a profit of $44,000. Not too bad. I mean, we don't know how long this took, but so far that's their profit. All right. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to send me a message on Remind, and look in today's folder or in the weekly agenda to find out what your practice work is.